Hey Alex, wouldn't it have been really, really funny if you forgot to do the questions of the month this year? This month, and literally just remembered it right when I was about to upload a video?
Off to a good
Anyway,
start.
so I got this question here from Benedetto. What are some memes or internet jokes that are considered old, but you never got tired of?
So this one's kind of tough because when it comes to like really old internet humor, I don't find most of that funny anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
old, and like, I'm doing a little finger thing, the air quotes. Old internet humor. I really like the fucking joke E. Where they
E.
said, "Hey guys, let's make a meme." E. And that's it. The meme was just E with Markiplier's face over Farquaad. Like I thought the letter E being funny was really funny because it was really fucking stupid. It has no reason to be funny, which makes it funny. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Things that could be considered old, like Harambe is basically dead. And that was only what, a year and a half ago? Harambe is basically archaic. It's from the fucking Mesozoic era by now. My current favorite internet joke is someone cocking back a fist and looking at the screen with "What did you say about whatever?" Alternatively, it begins from those old thread simulators.
It's happening's always funny too.
It's Kino. Next question here is from Anon. Do you guys listen to any normie music? When I'm at work, the only thing that we can listen to is awful pop music on the radio. They won't let me touch it because they keep trying to change it to NPR, and they don't want to listen to talk radio or Science Friday, because they're fucking smooth brains. But if I hear Country Road one more time, I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out. The most normie, quote unquote, music that I listen to, there's a thrash band called Vector that has a story element to it. I really like them. There's also Glory Hammer, which is a bunch of fucking Swedes who have no idea what they're talking about, and that makes it really, really fun. That's pretty much the most normie stuff that I listen to, really.
See, I was gonna say, does Glory Hammer count?
It's the closest thing to normie, yeah.
Because I have like a couple of like random normie songs on my fucking phone. Like You Can't Stop Me now. I like that song a lot. But like for the 99% of my phone is just filled with video game and weeb shit because I'm a fucking loser.
Everyone point and laugh.
Oh no, they're mocking me on the internet, bros. Like I'm just a fucking nerd, so like I just have nerd shit. So the closest thing I have is like pretty much that Glory Hammer album, and then I have the fucking God, what's that fucking band? I just forgot the name of it off the top of my head. Ah shit, this is bad. Oh no.
You're gonna have to be more specific than that band, Alex. There's a lot of bands.
No, the pirate band. The pirate themed metal band. Ailstorm, that's it. Ailstorm. I like them. They're very good too. If you can consider that normie stuff.
It's normie adjacent. I'd say it counts. I got the next and the last question here from I'm the good guy, right? What is a good example, either in real life or in fiction, of the road to hell is paved with good intentions?
You had to say the in real life part, didn't you? Okay, so
I'm gonna take a step back and let you go at this, Alex.
all right. So the easiest way to say the path to evil is paved with good intentions is modern day social justice warrior culture. I put social justice warrior in little air quotes. You can't see me doing that. But
That's the sound of air quotes. I stole that from last podcast on the left.
so the reason they're that is because they want to fight for this good thing. Like, so anyone can get behind the idea, like, hey, let's not be racist, and like, hey, let's have these people like show up more in media and stuff. Anyone can really get behind that, but there's an extreme side to that where now you're just kind of being an asshole. Example, let's see Overwatch. This is a nice little current one going on right now. They have only put out, I guess I'll just say it like this: they've pretty much only put in minorities in that game through each like update, and then also a hamster.
The smallest minority of all.
Anyway, I actually remember when Hammond first came out, there were a couple people on Twitter, people in air quotes, on Twitter, People who were bitching that there wasn't a black woman in Overwatch yet. Now, two things about this. One, it's a fucking hamster. Statistically speaking, you weren't supposed to get mad at a hamster.
The numbers say that no one can get mad at a hamster.
I always said to you, when I would get bitched about SJWs, I always thought, this is why you shouldn't use humans in video games. You should use more like characters, because no one can get mad at an anthropomorphic animal character. Like, no one calls out Bugs Bunny, right? Nope, I was wrong.
This is a Bugs Bunny call-out post on Tumblr.com.
I was completely incorrect. They bitched about a hamster not being black. So you got me. You got me. You proved me wrong. I gave you humans too much credit. Anyway, the point is, though, is that people were bitching that there wasn't a black woman even back then. And I thought this was funny because, one, the Hammond thing, but then two, I guess Egyptians aren't black, huh? We finally solved that debate, didn't we? Because you got two Egyptian chicks. You got Anna and Farah. So, hey, guess you guys proved us wrong, huh? But now with Sigma comes out, and they exploded. Well, exploded in air quotes. I don't know if there were necessarily as many people mad, or it's just a bunch of people being mad at the people being mad to then make outrage clicks, because all people care about nowadays is getting those clicks on YouTube. So the narrative is actually completely clouded and muddied. You don't really know what's going on. You just know what's pissing X or Y people off. Anyway, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. They're all bitching that Sigma's a white guy. And there's all the famous quote of, oh, gee, another old white guy. As opposed to what, Reinhardt? The one? Literally, they're all a bunch of delusional fuckwits who don't actually care as much about black people as they say they do, because I've noticed they're all white people talking about this. Weird, isn't it? They simply want to advocate for this thing so they can get attention on the internet. The path to evil is people with good intention, because these guys are basically just paving the way, being loudmouthed, bratty, totalitarian little assholes under the guise that they're fighting for social justice. You know what I'm saying?
In no one's mind are they the bad guy.
Yeah. But like I said, it's easy to get behind the idea of like, hey, we want more black characters in video games. Yeah, anyone can say that. I could get behind that. Sure, why not? But it's like, if there's a white character, let's go bitch about on Twitter and get him removed. No, I don't think I can get behind that part. Hang on a minute there. Back it up there, buddy. Whoa there, slow down. That's not how this works. The same thing happens with the sexualization / objectification of women that people bitch about on, well, it used to be Tumblr, then Tumblr died, so the massive exodus went to Twitter now, so now it's just fucking Twitter.
Tumblr died because they stopped letting people upload pornography.
Well, yeah, because porn's a huge industry, but people are gonna pretend that it's not, and then be proven wrong every time. Like, let's shut down EX Hentai. What's this? Millions of people flooded it to download everything and archive everything? Wow, it's almost like people really like jerking it. Anyway, see, you all laugh. Everyone laughs until they get a stiffy.
Everyone's laughing when I'm talking about jerking it.
Everyone laughs until their willies get hard. Anyway, the point is that with the sexualization thing, is that with Sony, aka Snowy right now,
fuck off.
You have them coming out here and trying to cover up and get rid of the sexualization of women under the grounds of it's bad for young people because it will turn them like sexist. That's a false correlation. Over-sexualization is not objectification, and you can prove this by having men be sexualized. You can see in many video games, off the top of my head example, Pantheon's new rework, his new skin, literally he has a big fucking not a banana string thing, but it looks like one of those gimp fucking underwear things with the zipper on it, you know? One of those, he's literally naked, has one of those BDSM like zipper things and a helmet like a big shield, and he's jacked as fuck. Does anyone give a shit? No, if anything, you're just gonna laugh at it. Or Tychus in Tychus in Heroes of the Storm. He has a skin called Beach Tychus, where he's just naked and has a fucking swimsuit and sunglasses. His intro, like a little like pose, is he pours a bunch of sunscreen over himself, rubs himself down, spins around, and goes like shing with a little smile and like tips down his glasses. Does anybody care? Nobody cares. That doesn't objectify men. Nobody gives a shit. That's the sexualization of men. With women, people cared so much because in the old days, women quite literally were objects. And I'm not trying to be offensive, like, they literally were treated like property back then. Yeah, she was basically a trade good. Hell, I remember, I'm gonna go on a little thing, the story of, fuck, who's the goddamn African dude? Is it fuck, damn it. Shit, I forget his name. I forget his fucking name, but he's this, like,
Bob Marley.
No, damn it. Fuck, I wasn't expecting to bring him up, so I don't remember his name, but he's like a folklore hero. He's this folklore hero, and his father married like 8 different wives and wanted to have only daughters because he wanted to have because he was powerful, wanted to marry them off and then have the other people's like husbands pay a massive dowry so he could make a lot of money. And so when he had his son, he tried to have him killed, and then he escaped and then went on his whole like adventure. It's like this whole like story. But like the point is like even back then, even like the story, that's what women were. They were essentially just that. So as this went forward, they had the feminist movement, which isn't even that old of like today's like standards of time. Women haven't really been like people in like air quotes again. They haven't been people for a very long time, and so they have been constantly fighting for the right to do X and Y, and they have been winning over time. Like, women wanted the right to vote. Women had to fight just to be able to wear clothing. I remember you showed me a Dollop episode where they were talking about there was this big controversy back in, like, I think it was the early 1900s or the late 1800s, really a long time ago, where there was this chick who was farming, who was, like, planting shit in her garden, and she got pissed off because her dress kept getting in the way, so she just got rid of the dress and put on her husband's jeans to help farm easier, and that was, like, a huge deal in the town because women weren't supposed to wear jeans. So like women had to fight just to be able to dress like they wanted to. So that like mindset still lingers today, where women can't do X or Y because they have these kind of expectations, even though it's not necessarily true anymore. And this feminist movement has gone from things much like the SJW movement I mentioned earlier, has gone from things that anyone can really get behind, like women want the right to vote, they want the right to be, the right to choose, they want the right to wear whatever they want. That makes sense. Anyone can get behind that. But now it's like women should never be like shown in like a swimsuit. And it's like, okay, yeah, hang on a minute there. So you're starting to get to the nitpicky parts, and this is where I mentioned earlier with the sexualization versus objectification thing. See, objectification of women is not having them be sexy and them being like a sexual thing. Like I said, no one's gonna give a shit about Pantheon's fucking zipper, and no one's gonna give a fuck about Tychus in a swimsuit. No one's gonna give a fuck about McCree in a swimsuit. No one's gonna give a fuck about Graves in a swimsuit. No one's gonna care, right? Or like at Macho Man and Punch Out. He walks in, goes, "Are you ready? I'm gonna put on a show," and like flexes his fucking ass on the screen. Nobody cares. Just like how nobody actually gives a shit if a chick's doing that. If a chick's got big titties, they're gonna jerk it, but no one's gonna really give a shit. No one's going to think less of a woman because they're hot. What makes people think less of women, what actually objectifies women, is how they are used. Example, actual objectification is if a woman is quite literally an end goal like trophy. The easiest example that everyone goes for, the bottom line one, is Princess Peach. In the old Mario games, she was literally just there as a plot device to be saved. That was it. And she gives you a kiss. And that kind of mindset, that in video games and also in movies, like off the top of my head, Superbad. The entire point of that movie was just those two guys wanted to get laid, right? The end game goal. See, Tad, I'm a little more well-versed in this than I ever needed to be. You know why? Because video games made me like this. They went into my video games and fucked it all up, so now I had, much like how Overwatch pissed me off so much, I learned about game design to prove that it was a bad game. But fucking shitty SJWs shit up video games so hard I had to fucking try to argue against them. Anyway.
Anger is a very powerful motivator.
Pretty much. So anyway, the thing is that when you treat women like a trophy or literally an object, that is the problem. So this breeds, so with those movies that I was just getting into, that breeds a sense of entitlement. So say like you help a girl out, you now feel that you're entitled to their affection or attention. And this actually, to be fair,
nice
nowadays
guys.
This is actually, well, yes, nice guys. This is how you breed nice guys. But I was gonna say, to be fair to some of the dudes out there, some girls manipulate that. See, Twitch thoughts literally make money and profit off of that mindset. So this is at both people's faults at a time. But anyway, I can't necessarily blame them, because if I was a chick, I'd probably do it too. It's easy money. Let's be real. Come on, I'd say it. Now, I wouldn't sell bathwater. I wouldn't do that. That's gross. But I would definitely play video games. Anyway, because women were literally objectified for a very long time, people still have that mindset now, and so they false correlate that if a woman is sexy in a video game, and I'm gonna say a video game because that's pretty much where most of this comes from. People don't really give a shit in movies anymore. If people immediately think that is objectification because they assume that a man put her in that outfit because they saw her as a sex object, which is completely false because nobody cares that sexualization is objectification. They don't care. Nobody cares. Example is Bayonetta. Everyone thought Bayonetta was a weird sex thing, but that's the point because it was literally made by a girl. She is a female power fantasy. Like you call like a power fantasy as a dude being like, say, Tychus lathering himself up. Bayonetta would be a female version of that. What stops objectification in a video game is the chick playable? Yes. No, I'm serious. It's literally that easy. If the chick is playable, then it's not objectification. That is the it. Because the objectification is because you helped them, did a quest for them, saved them, whatever, you now like get a kiss or like a happy ending, you deserve their affection back. That is objectification. Having them be playable or not, or just having them in a swimsuit is not objectification. That is sexualization. That is fine. That's completely fine. It is completely natural to want to have sex with things. That is literally the point of living, is to make more of you. That is completely okay if you get a boner or a lady boner for whatever you see that you find hot. That's fine. What isn't fine is, say you act like the fucking guy from Megamind, where because you asked Roxanne out, you expect her to say yes. No, asshole. You're not entitled to her affection. That's not how it works. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the actual issue with video games. So if you want to stop objectification, literally just make more girls playable. And no, don't make the new Tomb Raider game where you just have women get the shit kicked out of them for like 30 fucking hours. Where you just have Lara Croft like fall on a fucking spike, have her stabbed through the side, and she like pulls it out and she staggers around through, and call that strong. Physically strong, yes. Emotionally or actually strong character, no, she's just kind of getting the shit kicked out of her. That's not how that works.
I don't remember how I came across it, but I actually did watch like a 16-minute video of the new one of the new Tomb Raiders. There's like fucking 4, and it was just basically weird torture porn. I didn't like it. Someone out there, it's their fetish to watch Lara Croft get fucking stabbed, but not me.
Well, you see, that doesn't make a strong character. You see, when Isaac gets his head ripped off and then replaced by Necromorph, does that make Isaac a strong male protagonist? No, he just got murdered. So when Lara Croft gets her ass kicked and stabbed a bunch, does that make her a strong character? No, she just got murdered. Again, it doesn't work. That's not a strong character. Another thing that helps, and yes, I'm still going on this, Tad. I have a lot of research done on this. Another thing that really bugs a lot of feminists out here, man, I'm gonna select the most like actual feminist guy ever. Remember, I didn't care, Tad. I just wanted him to fuck out of video games. Why did they make me do this? I literally just wanted to play goddamn video games, but no. It's like this one picture where the city's on fire and there's like a crying SJW and a fucking Pepe frog. Just, why did you do this to me? Why did you make me do this? I simply wanted to play video games. but fucking, all right. So another thing that is a big problem, and Anita Sarkeesian's actually kind of, what was it, progenitor,
I think.
Progenitor of this issue is women are not strong characters because they mimic men. Women can be strong characters because they act as strong women. Because there are different male and female traits. A male is seen as being like strong, charismatic, and leadership, and then you have butthurt, jealous ladies like Anita Sarkeesian who don't want to do what women are good at. She wants to do what men do, but that isn't actually being empowering. That's just trying to copy men. That makes you less of a woman. That makes you a man. So one of the examples she had of this, she had examples of like say Princess Peach in the plumber's outfit. That doesn't necessarily make her a stronger character. Or like I brought up the Lara Croft and like the Isaac getting your asses killed. That doesn't make them stronger characters. It doesn't make them strong because they do manly things. They can be stronger in different ways. Everyone uses the famous hero Joan of Arc as an example of female empowerment. Joan of Arc never fought, Tad. She never actually fought anybody. Did you know that? She never actually used her sword. She did get hit a couple times with an arrow, but she was always at the back lines being a supportive role. But she was quite literally an icon, a political figure for pretty much existing. And that's what she did that was so well. And she's remembered and always brought up in female arguments. But people kind of forget that she wore the armor, but she never fought. Did that bother anybody? No. And she's still a great fucking person that everyone knows because she went on a very long little adventure if you ever learned her entire fucking history. But I'm not going to go into that.
I only really remember the end of it where she just, the end of it. I saw a YouTube video where she just gets burned alive for 16 minutes.
But like, I won't go into the whole story because that'll again take like 20 more fucking minutes of just one thing. But the point is that you look at Joan of Arc, she was a powerful female. She wasn't a powerful female pretending to be a dude. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I think a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding nowadays. And that also comes back to the Bayonetta thing, where despite the fact that Bayonetta goes on this whole adventure where she's just killing the fuck out of demons with her cool like gun, leg, arm things, but people are only focused on her fucking titties and her ass. So they are ironically objectifying her more than the people who made it. She's being strong and embracing her own sexuality and her own gender, as opposed to, hey, I'm a girl, but I'm going to act like a dude and then it's a surprise. It's like that chick from Lord of the Rings, or even fucking Samus. Because Samus, like, she doesn't do anything. She's pretty much just in the armor until the very end of the game where she takes it off. You can argue if that's strong or weak or not, but the point is that really, it's like, mimicking a man doesn't necessarily make you stronger, it just makes you a copycat of a man. I mean, you ever see Sonic Boom?
No.
You ever see Sonic Boom? The cartoon where Knuckles... It's a good joke that gets posted all the time, where Amy fucking is like, yeah, that's right, I'm playing soccer with the dudes and I just scored a point. This is great for feminists everywhere. And Knuckles in the back says, you know, Amy, when you draw attention to the fact that a woman's playing soccer against a man, that says that this is the exception to the rule, not the status quo. And then everyone looks at Knuckles, he's like, what? Just because I'm a knucklehead doesn't mean I'm a feminist. Like, it's a stupid fucking joke. But, like, that's the point, is that people are jealous and upset that men get to do all these things that they can't, again, in air quotes, but it's not like that. We do different things because we're kind of made to do different things. A very recent example is, or even an old example, when a ship is sinking, who do you let get off the boat first?
The fastest.
You let the women and children get off first. You see, Tad, not all inequality is actually inherently bad. We're not supposed to be in competition with each other, we're supposed to be working together with each other. But people don't figure that part out yet. People think the grass is greener on the other side when, say, a chick plays as a dude in a video game and sees that he gets to do all this cool flashy shit, and then she sees Princess Peach just needs to get rescued. She gets butthurt and jealous that she can't do the flashy shit. But rather than play Bayonetta where she can do the flashy shit, she just thinks, well, why can't the chick just be in, like, the battle armor? They mix it up. Another example of inequality not being necessarily bad is there was this shooting. I forget where it was, but recently where
there was this mass shooting in the United States. I don't remember which one it was. There's been a lot recently.
Dude, as fucked up as that is, it's true and you know it. But
it's fucked up. Hey kids, let's get into our anti-shooter circle. What is it? It's like a big tube for school shootings.
It's a big dome. The fucking, hey, here's a big reminder that your country is shit.
Jesus Christ.
So there was another one of those shootings that have just become normalized now because fuck everything in the world, I guess. But in this thing, there was a bunch of dudes who formed a kind of like barrier with their own body to protect the women and children as they were making an escape. And about like, I think 4 or 5 dudes died trying to save them. Now, did feminist magazines call men out on trying to protect women? No, they praised them for it. You see, inequality isn't necessarily a bad thing. We're supposed to help each other out, where men do this role and then women do this role, and they can both appreciate doing these things together. You can have subversions to that expectation, but it's not inherently bad. What's inherently bad is treating women as if they can only do these things. As that they can only do this, and because I did this, they should give me this in return. That is the problem. The problem isn't having, say, Joan of Arc being the team cheerleader, as people like to joke about her. That's not the problem. The problem is that you think you deserve their attention. Like, say you give a chick on Twitch $30, you now think she deserves to talk to you in a DM. That's the problem. When you fucking hold the door open for a lady and you expect her to say thank you and fucking suck your dick, that's the problem. The problem isn't Bayonetta, the problem isn't Joan of Arc, and the problem isn't, say, like, Mercy being a healer. Chicks being in supportive roles is pretty much what they do, even if it's in battles. Again, you could have subversions and that's fine, like Samus or Bayonetta. But
Alex,
like,
you're sounding pretty heteronormative right now.
oh yeah, totally. No, you know what I'm saying though. It's
Yeah,
not necessarily. It's not bad, but people have a false correlation, so they think that because Mercy's a healer, she isn't a strong female character, so they'll bitch about it. They see that Bayonetta is sexy, and they think that's objectification, so they'll bitch about it. They don't necessarily get it. They have the wires crossed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the issue with video games. So if you want to fix the problem, legitimately, again, sexualization, baseline, doesn't matter. You can have as many big dicks, you can have as many fucking gimp dudes, zipper fucking panties or whatever, underwear, briefs, whatever. You can have as many tychus lathering themselves up. You can have
What was what was the MMO game where it had a dick and a boob slider? Conan Exiles.
Yeah, and nobody
uh,
cared. Nobody gave a shit.
The quote that they had was like, equality and shit, whatever. No one gave a shit. You can have a honkin' dong, no one cares.
Yeah, because sexualization is not bad. Baseline, push that aside, doesn't matter. And gender roles, again, as seen where men defended women from getting shot and feminists praised them for it, again, gender roles and equality aren't bad. They're kind of there for a reason because we are different. We are different and act different and look different. And that's fine. It's okay to... No, it's fine to do different things.
I agree with you.
As one random guy said, as some guy's grandpa said, there's nothing worse in the world than trying to force equality for all things. Because we are not all equal. There's actually a fucking movie, a short film based on this, and I didn't expect to bring this up, where everyone is forced to be equal, so the people that are naturally more beautiful than others have to wear masks. People who are more naturally fit have to wear weights on their arms to weigh them down.
Oh, this is based off that one old sci-fi novel that I don't remember the name of either. It was probably by fucking Orson Welles or something. He writes every goddamn sci-fi book.
Yeah, there's this film based off that book where everyone's forcibly dragged down, even if they're better, and then people who are like worse are just kind of like, you just have like these fat ugly people who are just kind of sitting around doing nothing. But like the point is that like there's nothing worse to do than try to force everyone to be equal. We all have roles, and that's completely fine. And you can subvert that. I'm repeating this to make it a point, so you really hammer it in. It's fine to subvert that every now and then with Samus. Like, having a Samus now and then, or having, like, a fuckboy or something every now and then, that's fine. That's nice to, because if everything was the same, it would be kind of boring. That's completely okay. But the problem is not that Mercy's a healer or that Bayonetta is sexy. The problem is that people are fucking stupid and need to shut the fuck up on goddamn Twitter and let people do what they fucking want. No, it is not goddamn going to destroy the fucking world because Sigma is barefoot. Shut the fuck up. It is not the problem because he's white. Let the fucking dudes do their goddamn thing. By bringing up the fact that people are white or people are doing these things, if the first thing you think of when you see a chick healing is, that's so sexist that she's being reduced to that role, honestly, you're probably a little sexist, asshole. That's the first thing you thought of. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting you. I'm getting up where you're pitting down. I'm smelling what you're shitting out.
But yeah, same thing goes with racism too. If the first thing you think of when you see a black guy doing X or Y is that, oh, all black people do that, yeah, you're probably a racist asshole. Like, you're probably just racist. I don't see race. I like to make race jokes sometimes because they're funny, but I'm not actually racist. And I mean that genuinely. When I was a kid, and I want to prove this to developers out there who, I'm going to keep going on about this, Tad. This is going to take like an hour.
That's fine.
Like, when people bring up the black women in Overwatch thing, I'm going to bring back the race thing, because we're done with the gender argument thing. We're done with that. This is going to be the race thing now. The touch you thing now.
You're a racist, right? Because you're talking about race.
You know it. I can say that. No, I'm not gonna say it. Fuck it. So the point is, problem is not showing up representation and things. People, especially kids, do not give that much of a shit about the race of characters. Much like the sexualization thing, normal people don't give a shit about race. And I have my own little story about that. When I was a little kid, my friend had Final Fantasy VII. And it had I was looking through the manual while he was playing it, and I was looking at the characters, because it had, like, art in there. And you know who my favorite character was just from looking at it? Barret. Yeah,
Yep.
do you know why I liked Barrett? Was it because he was black? No. Was it because, you know what it was? Because he had a cool gun arm. That was my logic. He looked cool. His race didn't matter. You know who I played when I played Street Fighter 4? Balrog and DJ. Because they're cool. Balrog has a really cool theme, and then DJ has the whole getting lost in the beat thing where he like rapid punches the shit out of you. That's cool, and he's got this big smile. He's fun. His race didn't fucking matter. Didn't even matter where he was from. He had a lot of personality. That's it. Nobody gives a shit about a black character simply existing and being black. If they care that much about it, that probably says more about them than the developers who make or don't make these characters. Nobody cares, like, oh, I'm glad Doomfist is in because he's black. Normal people don't say that. SJWs, in air quotes, might say that on Twitter, because again, Tumblr's dead now. They might say that, but they aren't really people. They're a bunch of delusional weirdos who simply want to argue for the sake of arguing. Have you ever seen Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yes.
Now, you might know this scene, I'm going to say it for people who haven't, where Muriel's a baby, and he's trying to make her mac and cheese. You know exactly where I'm going with this, where he's like, here you go. Hey, I hate it. What's wrong with it? There's not enough cheese on it. So he goes back and he cooks it again. He's like, here, I need more macaroni. He goes back, cooks again. Less cheese, more macaroni. More macaroni and cheese. Perfect. Smacks it back into his face. I hate macaroni and cheese. That's pretty much what the SJW, air quote, argument is that a lot of these people don't really play video games that much and do not actually support the industry that much. They simply sit around and bitch and want everyone to do what they want and then just walk away like satisfied that they got what they want. You get what I'm saying?
This also ties into like virtue signaling. If everyone around me knows, there was an Onion video I watched just yesterday. Where it was from like fucking 5 years ago, because the Onion doesn't make videos anymore, where it was like, Amazon's new Kindle loudly announces the title of the book that you're reading so that everyone knows how smart you are. Where if everyone knows that I am an advocate for X, Y, and Z thing, obviously they're going to have a higher opinion of me because I'm so intelligent and I'm so well versed and I'm so loving and I'm a good person.
I'm entitled to their attention.
Yeah. Because I'm such a good person.
The whole problem with this SJW culture is Zoomer entitlement, but I'll get to that in 1 minute. So,
Zoomers.
I was talking about black people. Yeah. So here's a little thing for the developers and movie makers out there: how to make a strong black character, or a good one that people will like, or versus a bad one people won't like. Let's look at two people who are bad people that are bad to the good guys. Just nasty, rude people that you are supposed to kind of hate, right? Let's look at Balrog, aka Boxer, from Street Fighter. And let's look at that one black chick who I forget the name of in Wolfenstein 2. Now, Tad, Balrog is evil. He works for Shadowloo. He's a dirty boxer. Even his own sport he cheats in. He fucking like stomps in your foot. He has a headbutt attack. Like, he's an asshole. He's an asshole who works for the bad guys and who only cares about money and will straight up kill you. And even one of his victory lines is, "I'll make some money out of what's left of you." Like, he's just evil. Just straight up bad. And he's a very, like, basic character. Just all he cares about is money. Mm-hmm. People love him. People fucking love Balrog. There's a fan movie about Balrog's entire backstory that someone made. People dress up as Balrog. People fucking make music videos out of Balrog. Be like, the quote he says, "My fight money," when he dies, that turned into the basic currency of Street Fighter V is just called fight money. Like, people love him. That he's just so evil. But then, no, let's look at the Wolfenstein 2 girl. She's a good guy, in air quotes, but she's a huge bitch. Or when you save her, she threatens to attack you because she doesn't know if you're on her side or not. But that's okay, understandable. But then she mocks you. She calls you white boy. First off, she sounds like a stereotype. More or less than Balrog does. That's also part of it. But like, she only treats you like shit. Then virtual signals you, the player, not BJ, but you, the player behind the screen, about politics, about how the white man is ruining everything, as referring to the Nazis, comparing white man and Nazis, and doing all these false correlations. And she's just an overall bitch. Now, she's a good guy that you have to help and save, and then she's with you for the rest of the game. But Balrog's this evil guy. People hate the good guy chick, but people love the bad guy dude. Now, why is that? Simple. One, you get to play as Balrog. He's not evil, you're evil. You're the one beating the shit out of people. It's nice to indulge in that little bit of evil sometimes, and you're just playing as this fucking cheating asshole, right?
It's
As opposed to
when the only times I can enjoy League of Legends is when I'm just like, I'm going to debase myself, and I play someone like Veigar, Malzahar. I instantly murk someone. It took me no skill. It's that same thing where it's like, I'm just going I'm Unga. I'm practicing my Unga mentals. I'm not thinking. I'm just doing a thing because it's funny. I don't care about the intricacies of like all these smaller things. I just want to do thing because it's funny. There we go.
But one last thing. Balrog never reminds you that he's black. Balrog never brings up his race. Balrog is just black. Meanwhile, the chick always refers to you as white boy, showing the difference between you, constantly reminding you that, and talking about the modern politics and the strongman arguments of the SJW agenda, talking about the Nazis, like government and everything. She's, air quotes, constantly reminding you of all these things and talking down to you, and always bringing up the fact that she's black and you're not. And this is why you can get kind of annoyed by her and why you won't like her as much, because she's always talking down to you. Now, you actually brought up an argument a long time ago, is why do people like Papyrus, even though Papyrus is kind of an egotistical idiot who talks about how great he is? Because he also talks about how great you are, too. He's nothing but positive energy. This bitch, who's supposed to be a good person, is just full of negative energy and annoying and preachy, and nobody likes that. No person likes being talked down to by someone who's full of themselves. No matter what political view you are, any normal person is going to be annoyed by some smug idiot, right? And that's why people don't like her. People do not like or hate a character because of their race. They like or hate the character because they're good or bad characters, or like annoying or something. And you can make a character that you're supposed to hate, like a bad guy, of course. That's fine then. But like, if there's a good guy and I'm supposed to like them, and you fucked up and I hate them and specifically want them to die, it's probably on you. So race doesn't matter as much as people would like to imagine it does. Because like, say Elena in Street Fighter 4. Nobody hates her because she's black. They hate her because she was overpowered. They hate her because gameplay-wise she was annoying to fight, because she could heal herself.
And she had those fucking huge legs.
Those massive legs. Or like, people love Dudley. They don't love Dudley because he's black. They love Dudley because he's cool. Have you heard his theme? Have you seen him like box and move at like super fast speeds? He's cool. I like DJ because he's fun and endearing. I don't give a shit what color his skin is. I've never cared. Nobody cares about Hakan being red because he's big and red. They just kind of think that's funny. They like Hakan because he's weird and oily. Their character, their personality, and their actions are what actually matter to people. Even if those actions are like flat or simple, that doesn't matter. They don't have to be deep to be liked. Look at Mario characters. People love Bowser. Bowser's just kind of a big bully goofball. Like, he's kind of progressively turning into kind of like a goober over the years, but people love Bowser. He's not really deep. He's just kind of an asshole who also is like a loving dad. So he gives off this thing where even though he's evil, he's kind of like a soft. He has a little bit of a soft heart going on, you know. And that's not deep, but people like that. That's all it takes. All it takes is a character to be enjoyable, no matter their race. If you are focused so hard on the race and sexual orientation of characters, you are mistaken. Now, Chapter 3, Sexual Orientation of Characters. Yes, Dad, this doesn't end anytime soon.
The klaxons are going off. Danger.
So we just covered out how race doesn't actually matter that much. All that matters is making the good character at all. And being playable helps that immensely, by the way. Now, same goes with sexual orientation. This one's a little touchier because, say, being gay. Being gay isn't as identifiable as being black. When I see a black person, I obviously know they're black. They're black. Like, duh. You can see that. You can see the difference between a white, black, or, like, Asian character. But you can't, if you put a normal, oh god, but microaggression! They're gonna roast me on Twitter! If you put a straight guy, a heterosexual male, and a homosexual male next to each other, you couldn't tell the difference. Now, that should baseline tell you that it already isn't a big deal, but unfortunately life isn't that easy, Tad. So here's the issue with gay characters. When it comes to a gay character, every author, and they express their frustrations, and it's how I know that it's not a big deal. They express their frustrations that it's really hard to make a gay character unless you draw really big,
draw a lot of attention.
Yeah, draw a lot of attention to the fact that they're gay. When you have a character, people are going to baseline assume that they're straight, and that's pretty much it when it comes to shipping. Even if that character doesn't do anything even remotely romantic or sexual at all, they're just going to assume that this is a straight person, right?
Yeah, this actually, in one of the earlier builds of Bug Fables that I was playing, the Beetle, like, there was another character that he was talking about, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second, this is a little... Huh. Okay, I mean, is that what they're going for? Because he was speaking about, like, another male character very affectionately, and I'm like, huh. I guess the idea never even, like, I would have never thought about it, you know? Which I don't remember if they followed up on that or what. It doesn't really matter anyway, if it went one way or the other. It's a fucking beetle in a video game, right?
Well, I was going to actually bring that up at, like, kind of the end, but I'm glad you brought that up. I will come back to that, but let me, like, kind of, like, set the stage
Pocket
first.
that one for later.
Yeah, just put that in my fucking Animal Crossing villager, like, neutral B, just whoop, put that in my pocket. So anyway, when you're making these characters, a lot of creators and authors and shit have trouble expressing these characters and showing off their homosexuality without drawing a lot of attention to it. And they come at a crossroads where they want, especially nowadays, they want to get easy fucking PR and easy brownie points by having a gay character, because right now gay is kind of popular with a lot of corporations. I'm sure, like, we just got out of Pride Month a little while ago. I'm sure you noticed a lot of people on, say, your YouTube or Discords all had their Pride icons going on, right?
And then once it hit July 1st, flick.
Yes, but you notice that, like, a lot of companies are cashing in on the gay craze, I'll call it.
The gays.
The gay fad right now. It's very big and easy PR. But how do I write a good gay character without resorting to stereotypes of having him be overly flamboyant or just, like, overly sexual? Because straight or gay, people don't necessarily like when you are in your face about how horny you are.
Horny on main.
Now, I said sexualization of a character isn't necessarily bad. It's not. It is not bad. However, it is annoying when a character won't shut the fuck up about how horny they are. Now, think of Quagmire from Family Guy. Him being a sex addict and never shutting up about it is kind of an annoying little quirk, right? That's his fault that they use for jokes. So, you see that as kind of a negative trait because of the way he acts. But when a gay guy does it, you would see it as a more positive trait. Also in Family Guy, ironically, there's Brian's, I think, what was it, his cousin or was it his brother? Well, the other Brian-looking dog is super overly gay, but you see that more as, like, charming and kind of endearing, despite the fact that they're quite literally the same thing. They're both sex addicts for their respective, like, orientation. And so the gay one is still bad. People will pretend it's not, but it is still a thing, because nobody likes when you're really overly in your face of saying, okay, so say, like, you walk past a chick and you just say to me, like, man, I want to put my face right up in her butt. That'd be kind of dumb. Well, you'd laugh, but also that'd be kind of stupid. Now imagine if we walked past a dude and I said, give me a slice of that. You would also find that kind of annoying.
Give me a slice of that beefcake.
Give me that boy pussy.
Bussy, for short.
Well, we're thinking it's funny because we're in a fucking podcast, but, like, back to the gay thing. When you're writing a gay character, it comes off as... So, here's the wrong way to do it. I'll just start off with that. The wrong way to do it is, say, Gibraltar in Apex Legends, where you have Gibraltar just be this big Hawaiian dude. This big... I think Polynesian is how you say it? Is like the term for them?
You know, like Polynesian, like a Bionicle.
The Islander, I don't forgive me, I don't know the correct term to, because there's a much like Native Americans, they have a bunch of, like, tribes all across different, like, islands all over the ocean, you know? But he's like specifically from Hawaii, so I can say Hawaii. So like
As the
this
ancient
guy,
Hawaiians used to say.
this guy is he's big, he's cheerful, he helps the team. He's the tank guy. He's always gonna throw his shield out and help you up. Like one of his like things is like he holds his hand out to you, so you grab it, and he picks you back up. That's his personality. Also, by the way, he's gay. That's not how you do that. His bio goes on his backstory, and it also mentions, oh yeah, by the way, he had a boyfriend. Haha.
I mean, does he go like, "Aloha, brothers. By the way, I'm gay."
That would be funny though, but no, he doesn't, and this is where that's the problem, because people will understand that you typed that up just because you wanted the attention for it. Much like the Onion thing saying, by the way, he's reading this book, isn't he a good person? You are bringing attention to the fact, you're just saying that it has no bearing on his character, no bearing on his playstyle, no bearing on anything, and by the way, he's gay. You're just doing that for the attention. People will understand that and be a little less inclined to like that. And this is another thing.
I can see the difficulty where if I was making a thing and I just decided, why not have one of the characters be gay? Whatever. I'm not going out with the intention of making a statement. Because it is abnormal.
As rude as that is to say, it is the truth that it is abnormal to a lot of people. So whenever the first reaction to many normies is going to be, okay, but why? Like, why couldn't you have just been in a straight relationship? What's the difference?
That's what ran through my head with the Beetle thing. I'm like, all right. That was my first instinct. I was really confused. That was the number one thing.
Because it is a fictional thing. Like, because in real life, when you're gay, you're born gay. But when it comes to a fictional thing, you made them gay, so the context is a little different. Yeah. You can't ask somebody, "Hey, why are you gay?" Well, like he just is. Like he can't help it. You know,
why are you gay?
Oh no, he's on to me. Oh shit, they found me out. But when it comes to a fictional character, people will ask, "Okay, but why is he gay?" Like why? Why couldn't he have just been straight? And this is the thing that happened with Soldier 76. Where he was just Soldier 76 for 2 years. Then, the Ellie controversy happened.
The emergency gay switch.
By the way, he's gay, everybody. That's the complete wrong way to do it. When you have it just sitting on the burner forever. No one had any idea he was gay. There was never a prelude of gay. In fact, there was hints he was the opposite, since he was always considered team dad. You don't think of a dad as someone who's gay. You think of a dad and then someone else being the team mom. That's the complete opposite. They just broke that. I know for a fact they never designed him being gay, by the way. I know for a fact that was designed as soon as the controversy hit.
Because of Chris Metzen's original 76, yeah.
Yeah, I know, for everyone knew that. Everyone completely knew that this was the wrong way to do it, and everyone booed it. Even, people who were normally on Blizzard's side booed that shit. And I'm proud of everyone pointing out the corporate bullshit on that. Good on all the humans out there. But, the way, in my eyes, this is gonna sound maybe a little mean, but just bear with me. The way you make a good gay character in a video game anyway, or a story, or a movie, is they have to have the proper justification that they need to be gay and not straight. That sounds a little mean, but unfortunately, because it is a fictional thing and it is designed by a person, it has to have a good reason, because there will always be one person to ask, okay, but why? There has to be a reason for him to be like that. So, here's one. Venom from Guilty Gear. Did you know Venom was gay?
I did not. I barely know anything about Guilty Gear.
But it is actually intrinsic to his story and place and what he does. And this is how you do it right. No, he is not overly flamboyant about it, and I don't know, I'm not going to say that. The reason it is important is he has a very big boy crush on Zato 1, the leader of, the Assassin's Guild. Well, technically Slayer's the leader, but he doesn't actually lead anymore. He just kind of freeloads off them. Mm-hmm. Zato's, the actual, leader of all of the dudes. So, he is in love with him, so he joins the guild to be by him and always does what he says because he's totally got the fucking man-hots for him. It is intrinsic to his actions that he is in love with this dude. But also it comes up in funny ways where, say, Elfelt, she has a a gun that she shoots you with, and it makes you fall in love with her. And you get like heart eyes, and every character has a unique thing to say to her. But when Venom gets hit by it, he goes like, ugh, and he looks at her with heart eyes and says, sorry, but I must decline. Or just, sorry, but you're nothing compared to him, and then falls back over. Like, they bring it up. He's gay, and it's important to what he does. He is in his place in the story because of his boy love. There is proper justification for it. They don't just say he's gay, like Gibraltar. They don't just bring it up 2 years later as an emergency. It's literally part of his story and what he is doing as a character that he's gay. And it's not the only thing, by the way. That's just where he's placed. His actions are to the guild. Like in the Xrd Rev 2 story, I didn't make these fucking titles, alright? In the story, know what his plot is? His plot isn't, by the way, I'm gay, and his plot isn't, I want to suck Zazo off right now. It is, by the way, we need to stop Bedman. I'm gonna go all the way across like the fucking country, get Robo-Kai, and me and Robo-Kai are gonna save the day. That was his story. It wasn't about him being gay. Him being gay is simply his placement in the story and brings up a couple fun little quirks, like with Elfel. You get it? Mm-hmm. That is, in my eyes, a good way to make a gay character. It has to have the proper justification. That, again, I'm going to reiterate so you understand, that might seem mean to some people, but when you are creating a fictional world, that is the kind of question you have to ask yourself when you're making these characters. And this doesn't even go with sexual orientation. This goes for pretty much everything. Whenever a character is doing something, you have to ask, but why? The same thing goes if you want to make a character gay, you have to ask yourself, but why? What does this have bearing on the character and his interactions with the world around him? You follow me?
I'm following.
So that is my advice to you. So don't be like Overwatch and don't be like Apex Legends. Be more like Guilty Gear. Yes, Tad, it's okay when Japan does it.
They did it right this time. I'll hold off on the third nuke.
And I think that's pretty much everything I had to say about SJW culture and the problems. The problem is a lot of stupid people who simply want to profit out of the outrage of things rather than actually help or fix anything. Because clickbait's huge right now on the internet. You want that attention. A lot of these people, a lot of these SJWs, and the reason I keep saying it in air quotes, by the way, is because a lot of them aren't actually SJWs. I know, big claim. A lot of them are simply there for the attention, or there to serve their own nefarious purposes. I can't believe I'm going to bring this up as an example. Remember that Stone Toss comic? Predators often use camouflage to hide in their surroundings, and there's like the creepy like fat dude hanging out in the feminist rally. It's a lot of that. A lot of people who are bad people simply doing this to show everybody, hey everybody, look, much like the Onion thing. Hey everybody, look at me. Look at how nice of a person I am. Look at how great and totally not evil I am right now. This also brings up the whole old the old lolicon debate that I remember seeing get posted a lot.
Yikes.
of a guy in the UN who is very advocate of getting rid of lolicon hentai was secretly fucking 5 different little girls and got arrested for it.
An actual fucking... Oof.
An actual pedophile.
That reminds me of the fucking Epstein plane and how that's no one's ever going to face any justice because haha, funny Area 51 meme. Isn't that a really fucking funny coincidence? That happened right when Epstein was getting put to trial. Haha, it's a funny fucking joke, right, Alex? The Lolita Express is going to keep on fucking trucking, haha. So...
I think me bringing up the lolicon example might be a little bit of a dark example, bringing up fucking that. But the point is that it is a comparison. It is something that you can. It is a comparison because it's people who are these bad people who are using this cover, this camouflage, and this deflection to portray themselves like they're not actually evil. Or I'll use a nicer example, a joke one, but a nicer one of I'm doing civic duty or whatever for 2 hours a day because I beat my girlfriend. Man, I fucking hate people who litter on the side of the road now.
And he's a piece of shit who beat his girlfriend.
That's a joke, but the point is it's how it is. A lot of these people are not actually here to advocate for more representation of black people or gay people or, whatever in between. They're here to simply get attention or deflect negative attention off of themselves so they seem like good people. And also, news outlets, specifically video game ones, are using this outrage as well for profit. Same goes with companies always displaying the gay thing, like I just mentioned, with a lot of companies on their YouTube or their Discords having a gay pride icon. It's you are all being played for attention and money. You are not an advocate, you are a tool. And that is what I have to say to SJWs, air quotes, on Twitter that are very loud and outspoken about very trivial, stupid things. You are just a tool. You mean no difference. Shut the fuck up.
So my example of a road to hell is that I think they probably should have canceled the Hive Swap game instead of stringing it along and trying to keep it going for so long. Anyway, that's the last question.
Oh boy. I hope you all like that. That was an episode I wanted to do, and I used your question as an excuse to do it. Dabs.
Dude, easy. So, well, yeah, this is the actual full-fledged episode now. Thank you, Aleks. I had a feeling you wanted to talk about it.
You see, I had a lot of research and a lot of examples. Just off the top of my head, too, I didn't even have a piece of paper, Tad. I want to point that out. That was all from the heart, soul, and memory.
See, sometimes Aleks is right. So, I guess, yeah, technically this is questions of the month. So you want to do the shout-outs at the end?
Yeah, sure. Can I? I'll read off these four boys first because I'm still on fire from that. Mind if I read them off first?
I will allow it gracefully.
All right,
I will allow it.
Yo, so thank you all for bearing with my little SJW hate today. I want to give a shout out to all of our Patreons backing us out there. We've got Alex F. We've got James Tunnison. We've got Fox McCloud 23, and we've got Phil the Muffin.
And then we have Officer Awo, Guapamore, Legendary Zephyr, and Tad's mom.
You think Tad's mom hates SJWs too? You think she's a boomer?
I know that she hates her son Tad. She thinks he's a fucking asshole. All right, well, thanks for listening. YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Twitter, all that nonsense is in the description. Play my Mario Maker 2 lover, I'll fucking shoot myself.
And my closing statement is, YouTube, please don't demonetize us. I put a lot of work into this.